Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. You are in the kitchen with KK. And thank you for everyone who's been watching my videos, giving me a thumbs up, sharing any information. I love it. I love to be here to inspire you to get back into your own kitchen. We're not talking cooking instruction in a commercial environment. This is where we are going to start influencing our health in a very strong and powerful way. And it's really amazing once you understand that food changes everything. As soon as you change your food, you are changing that messaging. Food is a messenger, it's information. So I work with, if you've been following me here for a while and watching, I work with the science of food. I created the bioenergetic cooking method, which pushes people to have more reverence for food, to light up when they're thinking about, okay, what foods can provide that information for my liver, my gallbladder, my thyroid, and then understand your areas of the body. The body is bioenergetic. It has a body field. We are very much influenced today by the energetics that have been increasing over the last 10 to 15 years. So that cellular communication is enhanced with proper food. So what we're doing today is March. We're in March. We have actually been in winter season kidney bladder health ever since the winter solstice. Okay. So we're coming up to the spring equinox already, but it happens to be that March is National Kidney Month, and March, the first Thursday, second Thursday in March is actually National Kidney Day. Now, kidneys are very, very powerful, important organs, two of them, right? That filter up to 50 gallons of your blood a day, that will fill a bathtub. That's what it's doing for you. And it is your everyday routine and habits that start to damage those very, very important piles of energy, those nephrons, right? And once they're damaged, they're much more difficult to come back. It's not like the liver. Liver's got self-regeneration. It can take a lot of beating. The kidneys cannot. And what I want to share with you is those things that really affect it. We're going to be making an amazing, simple salad so that you know that you can influence your health in a very quick way. I can turn people's health around in 3 days. They feel the difference. That's because our cells, remember, your cells are programmed to heal and repair. They know what to do. They need the tools. But 90% of the people are metabolically wrecked, inflexible. We've got 75% of the people that are chronically dehydrated, 75% of the people that are lacking in enough magnesium and minerals to fuel up your electrolytes. We've got issues that can be affected quickly with food, and food also affects your genetics, the epigenetics. So think about when you say, oh, it's genetics, that's just your gun. It's loaded. You can pull the trigger with your lifestyle. You can change things immediately, and that change shows in your skin, in your eyes, and your vibrancy, right? And so we're going to do something simple there, but let's just talk about the things that you want to put in the back of your mind that are constant things that are causing that damage to the nephrons. This is the time of the year you need to build up that kidney strength. Our bodies were never built to be eating heavily during the winter, sleeping more, living off root vegetables and light meats. We weren't able to hunt as much. Definitely light animal protein during this time. You're not going to lose muscle. Listen, you can keep muscle. I don't lift a ton and I don't eat a ton of animal protein, and I have plenty of muscle. All right. So it's there's a lot of miscommunication out there, but But we do have to think about, first of all, those processed foods. They are damaging not just your kidneys, I mean, not just your liver. And yes, we've got over 50% of the people that have liver started of a fatty liver. And it's a phase. You don't just have it or you don't have it. You could have it, but all the way to cirrhosis, very damaging. Children. So this is a huge issue. Obesity is a huge issue. These things are causing strain on the kidneys. Insulin resistance, massive strain on the kidneys because more insulin is filtering in the blood, putting strain on those nephrons. Okay, so that processed food, the extra sugar, the processed carbohydrates, you want to think nature's carbs only and very light, minimal, if any, of the rices, the breads, the things like that. Once you're older, it's a non-essential. Your essentials are your fruits and vegetables and clean proteins. All right. Those are putting so much pressure on that. But high blood pressure, we want to think about what causes that. The processed food, you've got to read the labels. Most of the sodium content is really, really high. Look for that with very low sodium, no sodium. And once you get used to it, you'll notice it even more. But your kidneys are very important for managing potassium and sodium. And that's going to filter into you. Low potassium is the number one cause for heart arrhythmias. So these things all work together. And since the liver is the mother to the heart, very important, that liver, a strong liver that's doing its job, filtering out all the toxins that come into our body, checking stuff, everything that we eat, everything we breathe, everything that goes into our mouth, fluids. It has got to check that, process it. And if it's working well, it's supporting our pancreas and our kidneys, that overflow. All right. Getting some sweating during the winter. Our detoxification channels are urine, our bowel movements, our sweating. Yeah, the skin is a major detoxification. So if you can get into a far infrared tent, do some hot yoga, it's helping to flush out. And that's why some of the foods that are really helpful for your kidneys and hydrating are natural diuretics that also mineralize the body. Okay. What else do I want to say to you here? So that high sugar, high carb, got high constant insulin. That constant eating is a bad, it's bad information when they tell us to eat every 2 hours, and people are snacking so much now. You eat in a window. That is why intermittent fasting, getting that insulin down for a long period of time, is one of the best things you can also do, not just for your metabolic health and helping to break up fatty liver, but also for your kidneys. So the phosphorus that's in sodas, you don't need sodas. Give them up. Do something else. Mineral water is a great switch. Agave, not a good sugar. Agave came into the market 20, 25 years ago. Not a good sugar alternative, high in fructose. That's why the liver processes it just like it's a stress to the liver because it has to be processed like the fructose, so the high fructose corn syrups. What else? Your medications, your painkillers, over-the-counter painkillers, ibuprofen, misuse of the acetaminophen, all of that, liver. But remember, it is a filtering organ, those kidneys. So anything that the liver is not taking care of, and if you have a liver that's not metabolizing your toxins as much, you got problems. Dehydration, low fluid. Stick with me here because we're going to make this amazing salad, but you have to know how important your kidneys are. We're going to be jumping into liver season at the spring equinox. So the winter solstice all the way to spring equinox, this is when we're building up our energy sources. People have a healing crisis often around this time. If you have any sensitivities to kidney stones, you must do lemon water in the morning. Break those up, lemon and lime. Squeezing an entire lemon, a real lemon, not squeezing the fake lemon juice that's in the containers and plastic stuff. The oxalates go a little bit lower on the raw parsley, raw spinach. A lot of people are just adding a lot of spinach, but there's other greens that are very beneficial, lower in oxalates. But as soon as you cook spinach, the oxalates drop down by like 60% or so. Alcohol, very bad for the kidneys. So you're talking promotes dehydration, and it promotes more toxins. Um, Unorganic coffee, a lot of it, dehydration and mold, very difficult. You're thinking heavy metals, right? So look at all the fish that are loaded with mercury. We've got to think about all these things. Sleep disruption, less sleep. Also, massive today, what's causing a lot of our problems is glyphosate. Let's be real, they're spraying this herbicide on everything. So it's not just gluten that's the issue. That's a gliasin, that's a protein. Now we've got the glyphosate on top, which is an herbicide. It's in everything. It's in the air. It's everywhere. So even if you buy organic food, you're cutting it way back, but we're still getting it. We need to get it off. So the wheat, the soy, and the oat crops are the highest. So when you get oats, that's why I only buy one brand. It has to be certified glyphosate gluten-free. Very, very important. But yeah, so nature's carbs, intermittent fasting, hydration, and then we'll jump into some of the foods. But first of all, let's look at what we're going to do here. We're making this amazing blackberry salad, and it's going to have some of the most powerful, beautiful greens. It's going to have a green that I just got at the farmer's market. And so if you're looking here, these are greens. So just as this color green is made for your liver, anything that helps the liver also will help your kidneys, cleaning up the blood. Very important. Watercress is fantastic for that. We're putting that in the salad. So this is my protocol, which I do at least once a week, maybe twice. I will do celery, especially this time of the year. I'm going to put in cucumber and I'm going to put in dandelion greens. All right. These are things my liver loves. It's going to help with addressing the pathogens. Viruses love to hang out there in the liver, and it's going to address hydrating the liver. It's going to help with its detoxification, but also the kidneys. So this is important, getting some celery juice in. What the celery also does is it gives you the good minerals. Our kidneys need those minerals. I take a select liquid mineral I've been taking for about 30 years, and it really, really helps as you age. That's important. Helps you hydrate much better. It's going to reduce inflammation as well in the kidneys. Chronic inflammation throughout the body cannot be felt. It's our innate immune system. You can't feel it. You're chronically inflamed and it's causing stress to your cells. So this is just a really beautiful green smoothie. I still do them as a protocol. And my body craves them and it's incredible. So we've got some cucumbers here. If you can have a farmer's market, we're lucky here in Florida. It's winter, but it is our growing season and it's beautiful. Now you do want to leave, if you guys leave a little bit of skin on. There's a tremendous amount of nutrients in the skin. And, you know, unfortunately, if they're non-organic, you're getting the pesticides on the skin. So if you can get them organic, leave on some of the skin because you're getting more vitamin C, more vitamin K, you're getting the minerals, antioxidants. In a lot of skins, you get the lutein and the zeaxanthin, which are really great for your eyes. I like to take the seeds out, and this is a really great way to take the seeds out. I have a little melon baller thing here. I use the smaller part, and you're just going to scoop like this. A very easy scoop. You see this came out nice. And then instead of putting big chunks of cucumber into the salad, grabbing a big chunk and getting all the seeds, it's not really that I just cut these into 3 pieces here, since you already have it seeded, and then just line them up. We've got these all lined up here, and then we're just going to cut it into smaller chunks. Let me pull this out just a little. Yeah, so this is great. Not too small, not too big. Obviously, we do it a lot smaller if you're putting them in to a sauce, like a tzatziki sauce. You can smell the cucumber, how fresh. And after you do any juicing or making smoothies in your kitchen, you smell life. And that is where we're generating those nutrients from, the energy, the life of food, right? So that is why we do want to incorporate enough mixed in with some lightly cooked, steamed, and baked food that's warming for our digestive system. We also need some raw food. And that's where smoothies come in for people that have a hard time in digesting, because the digestion is enhanced and your body does not have to work hard. We've got the cucumbers already ready. So what else is really amazing for your kidneys? Well, so I'm an integrative and functional health coach. I designed the bioenergetic cooking method, right? And I created this book, Simple Cooking for Vitality, keeping it really simple, but it's really changed people's lives. I'm really proud of it. But in the kidney section, you'll see it's a dark blue. We're in kidney bladder season. That dark blue, that's the sign. Things that are dark blue are helpful for the kidney. So what does that tell us? And this is how we're doing kind of a little bit different twist on a salad that I have in here. And I always encourage people to get creative. So in here, it is a basil. I don't have fresh basil, else I would put it into a dressing. I'm going to make a dressing a different way. So it's a blackberry basil salad, and it's going to have, this has arugula and spinach. You can definitely put arugula in here, but we're not. We're using this amazing lettuce, and I'll get to that. So the color blue, dark blue, blackberries. My gosh. So any adult loves these. So do kids. How do you help your children eat more of delicious things? Put something in there that they like. So these blackberries are going in there with the cucumber, totally hydrating. And this is wonderful. These powerful antioxidants. You need powerful antioxidants. That is the plant-rich diet. Color everywhere. When you see color, think antioxidants. They're protecting your cells. Cancer is a mitochondrial disease, right? It is a cellular issue. So we need to protect our cells. That's a simple breakdown as I can get you. Watercress, very, very high in vitamin C. Huge amounts, nice and bitter, perfect for your liver, but it's also hydrates, and it helps to relieve toxins and to reduce inflammation in the kidneys. Yeah, you can't feel if your kidneys are inflamed, and there's not a test that's going to show you that. So we're going to put those in there. And I often, when I'm prepping for my clients, I'll prep salad bags that have things in there that you're not going to get, like radicchio. Radicchio would be ridiculous for the salad and perfect. You know, very bright reds. That's an Italian chicory, basically, but radicchio is phenomenal. Let me else look, wild blueberries and blackberries and even raspberries. So think about those berries on top of a morning porridge, like a buckwheat or a my power overnight oats with all the other protein sources that are easy to absorb. Those are delightful. What else? So I already talked about the celery. Huge hydration, flushing out of toxins. Why? Soon as you drink celery juice, promise me, you're going to have to go to the bathroom, and you're going to be flushing out more from your urinary tract. And don't worry about being dehydrated or losing your minerals, because it's remineralizing you as you dehydrate. That's perfect. I worked with a guy that nearly killed his heart because they were giving him prescribed diuretics. You need natural diuretics, and that's one of them. Dandelion greens, celery, parsley as well. Asparagus, that's up. Asparagus is perfect. So definitely a nice, gentle diuretic. I'm looking here. Garlic and ginger. Well, we're going to put garlic right into the dressing. Garlic is a no-brainer. I even slice it and chop it up a little bit. I put it in lemon water in the morning, especially at this time of the year. Lemon, lime. So these are the major things. We're getting a lot of it in our leafy greens. Okay, so let's take a look at this. If you can find, so it's shaped like a romaine. Look at this color. Oh my gosh. This is called Merlot. It is stunning. So we're going to be using this in the salad. And I cannot wait to taste this. So I got this at a local farmer, and they come to the farmer's market. No pesticides, all beautiful. So let's just lay the base here in our beautiful Williams-Sonoma bowl. I figured it was time to get this out. I usually prep in my metal bowls, but this is gorgeous. Let's put this up here. And And then we'll get the watercress in. So when you have watercress, sometimes you have these big pieces here. You're welcome to take off the stems, but the stems are fine to eat and it holds it all together. But if there's some real big ones, you can take those off. Watercress, like I said, very, very high in vitamin C content. And it's beautiful. Yeah, so let's just give this a nice toss. So this Merlot lettuce is not going to be bitter. The watercress is going to be a little more bitter, like arugula, and arugula is a cruciferous green. This is just phenomenal. What else are we going to add to this to increase the nutrient power? We're going to get some fresh oregano in there. Now, I am out of my fresh basil. Else I would chop it up and put it in here. You can put basil and oregano. And I do recommend these because you get a pop of flavor, but you're also getting the properties, antibacterial, antimicrobial. All of these herbs have really, really powerful healing attached to them. So just pull it off the vine here. Get some pieces in. You don't have to overdo it. But just getting some in there is going to be super strong and amazing. And this is what's going to set your salad apart from any that you're used to getting. Great time to add in the cucumbers. Just give it a nice toss. Red onion would be perfect here. Why the red? More anthocyanins, more antioxidants. So anthocyanins is that blue property of antioxidants, the wild blueberries, the blackberries. You're going to get it in the deep reds of a red onion. And these are shallots. Shallots are very powerful, a nice potent punch, and great to use in different dressings or, special different sauce recipe here. So next up, well, we'll get all the blackberries in there. Let's pour them all in. So this is going to be a great dinner salad for me. Beautiful. All right, microgreens. I buy them from the farmer's market, but I wanted to get arugula for this, but I could not find them. This microgreen also has arugula. This one actually has mustard, cabbage, arugula microgreens mixed together. Those are very powerful cruciferous vegetables. Now, those cruciferous vegetables have the properties of those sulforaphanes. That is the active ingredient that protects your liver and protects you from cancer growth. It is anti-cancer. You can add a handful of these to they smell amazing. So you don't ever want to let these sit in the refrigerator too long. That's why they pack them very thin like this. I'm going to put in the entire thing because I like them. But you can use at least half of one of those. Now you've got nutrients that are supercharged here. All right, the last thing that we're going to add, I've toasted for you some almonds. So all I do is put it on low broil for like 5 minutes. Very simple. Now you've got a little bit of crunch. Let's bring it out here. Now you've got just a little bit of crunch added to the top. And look how gorgeous that looks. Wow, that is amazing. So if you are a meat eater, you can pair this with some animal protein. Animal protein is acidic forming in the body. It's also difficult on kidneys that are already having troubles. So think about other ways and just remember, everything in here has proteins, amino acids. So you are getting proteins in every bite. Beautiful. We're going to clean up, come back, make a quick dressing, and then we're done. And I hope you got inspired by what helps our kidneys and why we need to help them for National Kidney Month. Okay, guys, thanks for sticking with me. Let's wrap up this fun. I love to have lemon in my dressings, even if I'm putting in balsamic. So we got nice, big, juicy, organic lemons are on sale right now at Whole Foods. Stock up because I have full lemon every morning to start my day. I add full lemons to my smoothies. The lemon rind, the oils in the lemon rind, so helpful for the liver and the kidneys. You want to be able to keep those stone potentials broken up because no one wants a kidney stone. My father had them, it was not pretty. Okay, we're going to be adding garlic too. Garlic is perfect, natural, antibacterial, antiviral, very powerful, powerful cysteine. Cysteine is a precursor for N-acetylcysteine, the precursor to our glutathione production in the body. We've added that to the lemon. Now, Lucini has nice products from Italy. You can get a balsamic there. You want to get an aged balsamic. There's different thicknesses. This one's decent for your about 2 tablespoons. Decent for your dressings. You also, a Dijon is perfect for balsamic dressing, an organic Dijon. I do not buy condiments and use them for anything except for putting them into my dressings. And that would be mainly just mustard. We do not use any mayonnaise. It's not really an essential. If I had real basil, like I said, I would be putting it in there. We've already put some real oregano in there. Herbs. So utilize your herbs from your garden, from your windowsill. But Simply Organic has very high quality herbs. So I'm going to add some of their basil to this. We're not putting in any oil, as you notice. I could also put in a little bit of the real here of the oregano. And then this allows you, if you're on a low oil or no oil, or you're really trying to heal your liver, regardless of the amount of polyphenols that are in olive oil, still requires bile production, gallbladder activation, so be mindful of that. You might want to cut back, but this allows you to have a nice drizzle. It's going to add flavor. So the seed oils are very disastrous for not just the liver, but for our kidneys as well. That's another item that I wanted to remind you of, see if there was anything else that I did not tell you about here. But yeah, so now we have a nice drizzle. This is beautiful. Now, the olive oil that they often have on sale, this is very high quality olive oil they're going to sell at Whole Foods. You can get high quality olive oils at other places. Go do an olive oil taste test. You want it really, really peppery in the back. That way you know it's very high in the polyphenols. So this way you can control the amount of oil and just drizzle it. So let's get some of this beautiful salad in my bowl here. I love this bowl of the Spanish Steps in Rome, going down to the piazza, the Spanish piazza there. Here we go. I cannot wait to eat this. I'm going to have this evening, but it's going to dress up a nice bowl for you. So not only is this gorgeous and filled with texture, the flavor profile is going to be like nothing you'll get in a restaurant. And in a restaurant, they're going to load it with cheese. You do not need cheese. Cheese is very hard on the mucus of the body. It promotes inflammation. So cut way back on the cheese and you're going to notice a huge difference. All right. So to drizzle some of this over, I'm just going to use a tablespoon here. I don't really want to dress this too much. So I've just used a little blender here. It's really great to have these little blenders because they really help you. Instead of having to whisk something, and if you put the garlic in there, you don't have to chop it first because this will help you do that. So let's just drizzle a little bit over this. And we are ready. This could not be more nutrient dense. Look at these colors. So thanks for tuning in and having fun here and learning something. Hopefully you took some notes and you just have an advanced and an acute, more appreciation for your kidneys and what they do for you every day. And it's those small habits every day that promote the damage of those nephrons, which they do not regenerate that easily. So we must honor them. And this is the time of year to get in that last bit on National Kidney Month and National Kidney Day, which is this coming Thursday. Okay, guys, bye here from KK's Kitchen, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.